Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have a special guest. As always, we bring in these special guests. We bring them to Rab HQ, and we show them what we got. But this guest, he is a very multi-talented individual. He is the former proprietor and co-host of the Blind Box Podcast and Blind Box Network. He's also an MC, and his new project, Don't Be a Sucker, is available now. Some know him as IMNY, but today we would like to bring on our good friend, GM.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? I don't know. Can you hear me? Is everything good? No, I'm just playing. I just wanted to be like the bum ass podcast guest that came on. You know what I mean? I hate those guys. What's going on, guys? We got shots at the top. We're on fire. Let's go. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though. Those people come on, they're like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" Like we were just joking around for like 20 minutes before we hit record, and so I figured I'd throw them through a loop when we hit record.
Yeah, you did. You threw me
for a
loop. I was like, man, he switched into like this low energy man. What
they're like, man, this sucks. We're about to sit here for an hour. We'll go through this trash. No, what's going on, guys?
Chilling, man. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate the kind words to jump off. But yeah, we're...
Is that a good intro? I always want to know. How did I do? I did that one on the fly, nothing written down, nothing pre-prepared, you know?
You did good. That's the reason why when we did the blind box, I would always say, who are you? Tell them who you are, what you do, and why they would know you, is because I feel like no matter what, we're at a point where like we're going to offend people. You know what I mean? So like, and that's not, I'm not trying to say cancel nothing, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying like everybody, like you're going to leave out, I guess it's more than offend people. What it is that everybody does more than just what you say. So it's like, right. I could have been like, well, Lyle, I actually also do vinyl toy work on the side. And then, I also produce and, but no, I mean, you nailed it. You got what we needed.
All right. So 1-900 Hustler.
Excuse me.
This is track number
12.
Track 12 here on the album. It's produced by Bink, a.k.a. Bink Dog.
There you go.
A.k.a. I'm the real Just Blaze.
Oh, boy.
Listen, let's we could talk about that, but it features Memphis Bleak, Freeway, and Beanie Siegel.
Yes, sir.
And Mel?
Yep.
My man?
You want me to take it away? Do my job.
Take it away.
Well, before
tell this fine fellow how we do things around here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna break down this rating system, but I want to say I think our cipher is almost complete. Right? We had Chris on Rappers Are Actors earlier. We almost got this old pod back together.
It's like an old reunion. I really got to get Fish back on here. He's at work today. I hit him up.
Collect everybody. Then we
got the Blind Box Infinity Gems.
And the Pencil Neck Geeks.
Man.
Back at the crib.
Not that reference. Well, yeah, listen, here's how it works around here. So we got this rating system. It's a scale from 1 to 10. Each number corresponds to a definition. It's pretty simple. So I'll start at the top. A 10 would mean it's a perfect song to you, one of your favorite songs of all time.
Yep.
A 9 means you love it. 8 means you like it a lot. 7 means you like it. 6 means it's aight. You don't dislike it, but you can't say that you like it. 5 means you feel practically nothing about it. 4 means it's not the worst thing you've ever heard.
We don't even have to go any further because this one's a heater.
This
one's a heater.
We can cut it short.
This one's a heater.
We cut the rating system short.
I mean, you could go ahead, but this one's a heater. I'm sure your fans know. We all know the 3, 2, 1. You know what I mean? That's the garbage.
We know all about it.
We know the garbage.
I'll finish for the
go ahead. I understand.
4, it's not the worst thing you've ever heard, but you dislike it. 3 is you dislike it. 2 is you hate it, and 1 is you absolutely can't stand it. One of the worst things you've ever heard.
Okay.
But seems like we won't be going that well in this particular song.
No, we're not going that way.
Yeah,
not for me.
Nice. Well, not for me either.
Mm-hmm.
Quick spoiler. So, usually at this point we want to, give the guest the option. Do you want to go first with your rating? Do you want us to go first? You want us to, however we,
why don't you go first with your ratings, and then I'll go with mine.
Okay. Mools, I'm gonna take some initiative and say that you should go first.
I mean, I always do.
Well, last episode I didn't. I went first for the first time.
Okay.
So I'm going to pass it back to you.
All right. Well, 1-900 Hustler, Ding Me Baby, because it's an 8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
8 meaning I really like it. I like it a lot, in fact.
Yeah. Well, I'll say Ding Me Baby one more time because I give it an 8-.
An 8-?
Yeah. Oh, I should probably start adding that. You
didn't add that into the rating system at all. You just completely.
You're right. I should add that in. So
hold
here's
on.
the thing.
Hold on. So you took the time to break down the rating system. I cut you off, let you go with the rating system, and then you still found a way to fuck up the rating system. All right, so go ahead. Tell us about these plus and minuses now.
Okay, so the pluses and minuses, the way they work, they don't affect the rating statistically.
Then why the fuck are they there? What are you talking
indicator.
about?
They're indicators that basically mean it's like saying a light or a strong version. So like an 8- is a light 8.
Okay.
Or an 8+ would be a strong.
And it
8.
also could mean that it could go up. So an 8- means maybe on a bad day this could be a 7.
Right.
Don't be surprised if in the future I come back, it's like, you know what, it's just a strong 7. Or if I gave it an 8+, I come back like, you know what, it's a light 9. I love this thing. It's like that's all it means.
It's more of a personal.
It's there to give you some wiggle room.
A personal indicator, so we know. Like when I go back and look at my ratings, let's say all of a sudden today I decide, you know what, let me go back and listen to. I don't know. I'm looking at the board right now. Let me go back and listen to Idlewild by Outkast. It was the first review we ever did. Yeah. Right.
Right.
I'm gonna look at songs that I gave minuses and pluses to. In terms of those, could be pretty pivotal in terms of changing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now the way Lyle's breaking it down makes a little bit more sense. So you're saying that it's like it kind of gives you like a reference to kind of like go back and check the track, and that might change the review, is what you're saying.
The minus is definitely like it indicates the minus, or the plus means it could go up or down for me.
Okay.
Well, for me, I mean, that's part of the definition, but usually, I mean,
I don't feel like basically it's a light 7 because it could go down to a 6.
If y'all got to start doing this on webcam at some point, because if y'all can see my face right now, like I'm peering at both of y'all right now because this seems like we're in unprecedented territory. It seems very generous, but we'll give it. I mean, it's it's your show. Do what you do.
We've
been buried by our guest for the first time.
Listen,
he's breaking new ground. He's breaking new ground here.
I love you.
I'm a big fan of firsts. I love firsts, first time ever, occurrences and things like that. Yep. So this is our first burial.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to bury y'all by any means. I'm just saying the plus and the minus is a little bit. That's original to the show, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give it that.
It's original. And look, would you rather that or us be talking about decimal points? It's like,
we don't do that.
8.4.
Yeah. Like, no. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. No pun intended.
That's when we get into territory that's too much.
To me, it's like a plus is I could see this going up. A minus means I could potentially see this going down. That's all what it means for me. And I pay special attention to
it's just like it is what it is. The number's what it is. It's just a lighter, strong version of it.
It doesn't affect the rating. Whatever it is, it doesn't affect the rating. An 8 minus, an 8+, and an 8 are all 8s.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say for my rating. I've gone into a lot of music looking at it like the emotional attachment that you make to that music is kind of how you look at it when you look at it down the road. So if you listen to something in 99 or 2000, you review it now, you're probably going to review it with the ears or the feelings that you had from 99 or 2000.
True. we try to not let that completely...
I mean, we take nostalgia and we don't want to be clouded by nostalgia.
No, of course not.
But I'm just saying into account.
Well, let me just hear me out real quick. What I'm saying is when I saw Jay, I told Lyle this story. When I saw Jay in concert, I saw Jay a few times. I saw him one time at the Palladium. It was a 1,000-person venue in Massachusetts, and it was for the Blueprint Lounge Tour. And when I saw him there, it was Jay, Freeway, Bleak, Beans. It was like the whole camp. And it was like a celebration of the Blueprint release or whatever. And 1-900 Hustler was always one of my favorite tracks. And I didn't expect, when I saw them live, you always kind of have like a lead up to when you see somebody live. Like you're like, oh, I hope they do this. I hope they do that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think they would ever do 1-900 Hustler. Like that's one of those tracks that I just figured, you know, we'll get a set from, I've been to concerts before, you know what I mean? So like we'll get a set from Bleak, we'll get a set from Beanie, we'll get a set from Freeway, maybe we'll get a set from Jay, you know? That's not the way they did this. The way they did this was everybody hit the stage at once for like an hour and a half. And when they did 1-900 Hustler, it started off where it was off of like a break, like a little small like intermission type DJ mix, whatever. And Jay came out, and you heard a phone ring over the speakers, and they're like, "Yo, wow. Jay, you answer your phone. Like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh man," and he's like searching his pockets. He pulls out his phone, and then he goes, "Hello." And as soon as he said hello, the beat dropped, and I'm like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here!" And
wow, I'm talking about.
And I've been waiting, baby.
So what I'm saying is, I thought that moment would skew my perspective of the song. That at the end of the day, that my rating would be somewhere, you know, astronomically high compared to possibly Lyle or Mel's. And it turns out my rating is actually an 8 out of 10. So I don't.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I don't know if Lyle's seen them perform this live as well or not, or if I don't know if your 8- counts for seeing them live. If you saw it live, you wouldn't give them an 8-. And so what I'm saying is, this is a solid 8 out of 10, and that moment is one of the greatest live moments that I've seen. Just because they ran through it just like they were all on the phone and shit like that. Shit was dope. Like I wish that we could find
fire
video.
To me.
Yes. So I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10.
You really like it?
Yeah, I made a couple little notes. I said it might be the best track on the album overall. I said the concept, the lyrics, and the beat all together, all three of them, knocked it out of the park. It's Bleak's best verse on the album. Okay. Siegel kills the spot as the host. And the other thing is, before I say that, I guess I'll say Freeway doesn't get enough credit for anything really. I said, and then lastly, two more things really. One, how many songs on this project does Jay get out rapped on? Because this makes at least 2. When you put this
got out rapped on Can't Be Life
right now.
That's the other one. That's what I'm saying. Is that's the other one that we know
by both guys.
Right. Bingo. Both guys.
Now, I feel differently about that, but
who didn't out rap him on this Can't Be Life? Which one? Say it.
This might be blasphemous.
There's only 2 people on that track other than Jay, so it's got to be one of them. Say it.
I think everybody's verse is good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is what I think.
Yeah.
I must remind people. This is just what I think. I think Scarface's verse is an acquired taste.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, bro! Get the fuck out of here! Are you fucking crazy?
Now here's the thing. At this point in
play
the
it
show,
again. Play it again. Play it again.
Fuck out of here, you motherfucker!
Thank you.
Let me tell you something.
I like it.
It's
my taste. It's my taste. I just say I could see how somebody would be thrown off by it.
At this point in the show, we've already discussed this song. But bro, I literally the Scarface verse fucking makes me cry. I think he had the best
hold
verse
on a second. Hold on. Scarface was in the studio, got a call that one of this situation happened. All right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to say the situation happened. He scrapped his original verse, went in and broke this shit down from literally the pit of his fucking soul. You can hear him crying on the track. and you're gonna tell me that that verse isn't the best verse on the album?
100%. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's that real music.
I acknowledge it's that real music. I'm just saying his
Wow.
tone. I could see how someone could
His
be
tone.
thrown off.
Hey, yo, Lyle, could you?
It works for me. It
yo,
works.
Lyle,
I like
could you?
it. I like
could
the
you,
verse. I'm just saying.
Can
Lyle,
I
could you-
what? Can I what?
Lyle, could you imagine if you called me and you said, "Yo, I just got a call from one of my boys that his kid just died,"
One of my niggas.
and I said, I can't say that, but I said, and then I said, and then I said to you, "Hey, man, toughen up a little bit, bro. You're sounding a little bit
your
weak.
Tone is sounding
your tone is a little,
bro.
it's sounding a little bit shaky, bro. I know you're going through it right now. I understand, but you just got to toughen up a little bit if we're gonna hit record on this shit. Get
What
the
did
fuck
Vince
out.
Staples tell Earl on that album? He was like, we don't want to hear none of that sad shit, man. We need bars.
That's one of the
16
worst
He
albums
gave you-
ever conceived in the history
Oh,
of music.
And Scarface found a
I'm
way
not
to
a fan
prove
of
you
it,
wrong.
But,
And Scarface found a way to prove you wrong by giving you bars and sad
Oh
shit.
my
That's
God! Listen, don't ever compare Vince Staples and Earl Sweatshirt
I'm not
to
comparing them.
Scarface.
I was reminded
That
of
is-
the moment. Look,
that
I don't
is
like that album.
That is
I
disgusting.
don't really like that artist.
That is gross.
oh, I
So,
like
you
Vince
know.
Staples.
No, not Vince Staples. I'm referring to Earl.
You think
Oh,
Vince
all right.
Staples better than Scarface?
Actually, I don't even
No.
really. I don't dislike either.
Vince
of them, but
Staples
I'm not
wouldn't say he's better than
fans.
Scarface. He knows. What are we talking about? That's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Scarface is a legend. I'm not trying to dick ride a legend or nothing like that. I'm not saying because he's a legend that it's a classic. I'm saying that is one
Nah,
of
the verses,
if you
bro,
asked
it's
me,
self-evident. You don't have to know anything about Scarface.
if you asked me my opinion, I think that is one of the top, I would say top 20 verses in hip hop. And that's being generous because I know there's a lot of verses in hip hop, but I'm saying if you really break down the meaning of that verse, the emotion behind that verse, and even just the verse itself, the wordplay in the verse and all that, there's no way that's
Jay has the worst verse on that song.
Yeah.
Like easily.
And I'm a huge Jay. I want everybody. That's one thing. That's
I
one
don't
thing
like
that
this Hove erasure going on.
that's one thing
Hove's
that
verse on
Lyle's-
that. I got to tell you, Hove's verse on that song is it's really not that good.
no.
This is insane.
It's mailed in
this
for
is
Hove.
insane.
For Hove, it's
yeah.
mailed in, and compared to Beans and Scarface, completely not even in the same
Okay,
emotional
now
ballpark.
are we doing this because he did his thing where he was unintentionally anti-Semitic?
No, but that's not a good line.
No.
It's a clunky line.
It's not
in
a
the
good
verse,
line.
and it counts against the verse for sure.
It does. But like you're not affected by. Maybe it's just because I'm a failure. But when he's like, damn, I'm gonna be a failure. I don't know. That hit me in my chest. I don't know about y'all, but it's just like,
Look,
you know?
I understand. I'm not saying Jay had a. That's okay. One thing I
He
want
didn't
people to
have a
understand.
bad verse, but
One
you
thing I
gotta
want people to
compare it.
understand.
Wait, hold on, Mel. You think Jay had a better verse than Beans on that song?
I think an argument could be made.
So you think
Again,
Jay
I
had-
like all the verses.
But you think Jay had the best verse on the whole song?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it might be more even than we're discussing
no,
right
it's
now.
not. I think there's a discussion. I could understand someone saying they like Beans' verse over Face's verse, even though I don't
mean,
agree.
he's talking in like Arabic half the time. I don't know what he's saying.
He's saying what do you mean he's not speaking in Arabic. He's saying
He's saying his
Beans.
kids' names, you fuck.
Po Aldin Samir Amin. Whatever
Those
you're
are his
saying.
kids' names, you dummy.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You don't listen to it.
they are.
Yeah. Yo, the line. Yo, I'm gonna read you the line right now.
He literally says.
Yo, hold
"My
on. No.
seeds."
Lyle, hold on. I'm gonna read you the line. It says, "Till them feds pick me up or them boys pop me, there's only 3 things that make Mac not act like Beans." And then he says, Amada Tua, Tisha, Paul Aldin, Samir
I thought he was
Amin.
reciting like an Arabic
No,
prayer.
then he
like,
says,
my faith
no,
is the
you
only
dummy,
thing
no,
that makes
listen to
me
me.
not wild
He
out.
says,
my
yo,
seeds.
he says the next line is my
Well, no,
seeds, dog.
he does.
Gotta
He
teach
does,
him
but
that. Gotta teach him that before I leave, dog. Like, what are you talking about? He broke down like his whole. Yo, it's crazy. He broke down his whole life philosophy in this verse, and you're telling me it's not better than Jay's dumbass verse.
Bro, this
You're
is
crazy.
it's one of the one of the ugly. And here's the thing: we do the guest, as you guys know, we do the guest spots before we do the proper review. So you pardon my shock at hearing this.
Please bring me on more often, if not just to check Mel's. Yeah, like this is crazy. Like you can't be having him say stuff like that on this podcast.
I mean,
Lyle.
listen, I've been saying I'm the voice of the OGs and he's the voice of the youth. But you got to realize that on this show there is always that balance. You have the fool, and you have the wise man. That's the point of the show.
I'm just used to you being the fool. Here's what I'm just playing with you. Lyle.
Wow.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying though. Okay, so we got all right, because Mel's didn't apparently listen to Beanie's verse. He says second oldest born from Michelle Brown, my mother. He talks about his mom in the first bar. Hellbound, grew up 2 sisters, 1 brother. So now he's breaking down his whole family. Pops wasn't around, so many stories, that's another. I'm thinking, damn, how my older sister gonna make me tougher? Right? Because his dad's not around, so his sister's got to make him tougher, right? Because his mom's going through her own things. It's truth, bro. It's his truth. It could be sexist all. I know you are, but I'm just saying it's his truth. I'm saying when steel sharpens steels, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm tired of trying to hide my pain behind syrup and pills. Dead to the world, stretched out like a corpse for real. Y'all thinking what you read in the source is real. What my life like? You looking at the source is real. What's your life like?
What's your life like? Like the song, What's Your Life Like?
I'm saying, like, how do you think
I heard the verse? No, I heard the verse. I'm just saying.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No,
you didn't.
Verse.
I thought this motherfucker was rapping in Arabic.
He says, because you don't eat swine, that don't make you a mean dog.
Right. All the more reason why I thought, because it's
okay. Whoa. Hold up. Everybody stop right now. I figured it out. I just figured. Yes. I just figured it out. This is projection, is what this is called, people. Lyle, in the beginning of this, Mel said, "Hey, Lyle, you don't like the verse, the J verse, because he mentions the Jewish thing."
I didn't say that's why he didn't like it. I was asking.
That's what you were saying. That's what you were saying.
That's what he was saying. He's like, "Oh, I know why." He was saying, "I know why." Oh,
so now every
you don't like it.
Every problem,
you're Jewish.
Every problem you've had, every problem you've had so far with this verse, you've been mentioning Beans talking about being Muslim.
And yet,
now
I'm the Jew, and I'm over here praising a Muslim.
Now, why is that? Now, why you said I don't want to hear him talk about Amatulas Tisha Po. I mean, say I mean. I don't want to hear him. I don't. He was talking about because you all on your because you know a couple surahs at the Quran, but you all on your deen, but I ain't on mine. So is that the problem you have with the verse?
You know what? No, I'm gonna end all this. I'm gonna correct all this right now. Need I remind both of you here on this show?
And you ain't black.
Okay, because I'm the black man here.
Now
I will not be made to feel.
So tell me what it is.
I don't know rap.
I didn't say you didn't know rap. I didn't say you didn't know Beanie. I didn't say any of that. But I'm saying you had a problem with him.
I'll say it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
You didn't. You couldn't. You even heard the names of his kids and had a problem.
Listen,
here's the thing: if you hadn't corrected
this guy's sounding very AJ Styles-ish to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not pointing
this is
fingers.
Supposed to be 1-900 hustler. This
man came with 3 lines of notes about 1-900, and we end up on a conversation about a song that technically, in the timeline of events on this show, we've already discussed.
That's right, because
I just want to say, if you hadn't have said this, Moves would have corrected me early, because we haven't recorded that part of the show yet.
Right.
So like I would have probably said the same thing, and he would have been like, "Those are his kids."
All right,
I would have had that moment then. So
here's the deal. I got some other notes for some other tracks.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. I haven't even told you what I think of the fucking song yet.
Oh, I thought you gave your rating. I'm sorry.
We gotta discuss
Yeah, I gave my rating. We don't just like, all right, what do you think? 8.
Oh,
7,
no.
6.
I thought this was the conversation. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't realize that we took over the conversation so much because of Mel's dumbass point that we didn't even realize.
because Mel's point is sacrilege, and he's trying to lean on the whole "you ain't black." You're not going to lean on the "you ain't black."
No, I'm not leaning on it. I'm saying I just want to make sure. In regards to that song, my final point is like I never want to mistake emotionality for quality. Not saying those verses aren't quality. I think they're really about even on there. I like everyone's verse about evenly.
I'm just going to throw this out there. And Lyle, I hope you keep this. If anybody
what do you
needs,
mean you hope I keep? What do you mean? You mean you hope we don't edit it out?
Yeah. I hope you don't take this.
We don't edit anything out of this show.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. So what I was going to say is,
unless it's over the line.
No, this isn't over the line. I was just going to say, if anybody is looking for a knowledgeable voice in hip hop for a podcast, holler at me. I'm available. I'm just going to start throwing. No, not Lyle. No, not Lyle. Not Lyle. I'm talking. I'm not Lyle. I'm talking about Mel. I'm talking about Mel. I'm just saying. If y'all hear what Mel's over here saying about Scarface, and you don't agree as much as I don't agree,
show on our show. Get the
you holler
come to death.
You holler at me. You holler at me.
You're wilding right now, man. Come on, man.
You holler at me.
No, that's over the line. That's over the line.
That's over the line.
Yeah, listen. I thought you were gonna just do some run of the mill hate speech. I didn't think you were gonna say some shit like that, try to take our audience.
Hate speech would have been fine, but the second you attack and try to steal our audience,
what are you talking about? Steal your audience? Where am I going to take them? I don't have a network. That's what I'm saying. Is if anybody's just looking for a voice, you holler at me. Just let me know.
This guy's out here saying, "Listen, I need a friend." Listen, don't trust
I'm saying
this guy,
I'm saying I just need a little bit of a gig if you got one for me, and I'm just saying if you don't agree. Not you. I already know y'all got what you got here. That's why I'm not saying put me on here. I'm saying if anybody's got a gig, just let me know. But what I'm saying is if you disagree, only if you disagree with me as much as I disagree, or if you agree with me as much as I disagree with Mel.
What do we have to live in a boat? What do you only listen to people we agree with?
No, you would only have to have me on as a voice in that case.
What are you
in that
talking
case,
about?
if you're another,
we bring you on all the time.
Not you.
What are you doing?
Not you. Oh my God, this is now spiraling. Not you.
Oh, it's just now spiraling.
Yeah, just now spiraling. Let's get back to Mel's talking about his dislike for Muslims.
Oh my God.
No, let's get back to 1-900 Hustler. That's what we're here to discuss.
Right. Lyle, what are your opinions on the song?
All right, so listen, we get back to some normalcy, and don't mind him, folks. Okay, don't mind this man. Okay, something's going on with him. Well, we all know it.
I got a good life, man.
He's got a good life, man. All right, but don't listen.
I'm just chilling in my robe. I'm really in my robe right now, smoking a blunt, doing this podcast. This is amazing. Like this is quarantine life. This is quarantine life. Shout out to
you.
Jay.
Might be more unhinged than From Old Harlem, a.k.a. Jesse Fairfax, a.k.a. the unofficial third member of Rap Rankings.
If he's the man on the couch, you're the guy outside the window. I love it.
Listen, I would love to get the two of them in the same room. I don't know if the show would survive, though.
I slide in, man. I know it makes a good guest. I told you we did this thing for a long time.
I will deem you here on the show. You are the most electrifying guest.
I appreciate
in Rap Rankings history.
As a matter of fact, if we could get Stilo, GM, and Jesse in the same room for something, that might be
That's too hot for TV.
That might be a fatal five-way that people will never forget.
I'm saying if y'all want to keep me here, contract me. Let's do some things.
We're not contracting.
But if you don't want to keep me here, then let me fly. Like let me feel some offers.
We're doing both. We're doing both, bro.
Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want.
We don't do exclusivity deals here.
No. That's what I want.
You want to come in once a season? We bring you in once a season.
Right.
All right, we don't do more than once a season. It's over.
And then if I wanted to go and spread my wings and do something somewhere else, then I could do that.
Yeah, but if you did Rap Rankings,
all I was saying.
If you did G Rankings and you're doing the exact same
Oh,
show,
hell no. That's not what I was talking about.
Then you're gonna meet my shooters. That's all I'm saying.
Lyle,
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Lyle, you know me long enough to Lyle. You know me long enough. They're missing me right now. All that's going by me. What I'm saying right now is you already know me well enough to know I don't need to take somebody else's thing. I'll do my own thing. That's fine.
Do a thing.
I appreciate what y'all do.
And then if you want to come to HQ, once every 3 months to catch up with us and to wreak havoc, you're welcome. That's what I'm saying.
Let's get it. Let's fucking do this. Let's get it, bro. As Vince Russo would say.
When people show initiative, I love it. When Jesse hit me up and he said, "Make me a part of the show. Let me be on the show. Let me contribute." I was like, "Fuck! I want to find a role for this dude that's more than just like a guest who comes on every couple seasons. I want this dude on every season."
Yeah. That's you guys know I'm here. You guys have always been there for me with the blind box and everything that I've done over there and whatever and what I was doing, and I'm sure you'll be there for me in the future. So I have no problem with that. Anytime you need me, you know where I'm at.
But please discuss.
We've had 1-900 Hustler on hold for 30 minutes.
He came on a review that he gave it a rating. He told us about his experience at the live show. He came with 3 more lines of notes and then started talking about everything else but the song.
Animated video. That's the only other thing I'll say. They should have done an animated video. They should do it now.
That would have been cool.
They should do that video right now with somebody from Adult Swim.
Cool.
And have everybody involved. That would be fucking great. And have Dame walking around like he was the boss, I
don't think Adult Swim. I don't think that's a good fit with Jay-Z. It's a little too weird. But
I'm saying like that type of animation.
What if we got a an animator, an independent animator, and we put it on Tidal?
Oh, that would be great too. I'd be okay with that. That's if anybody is listening to this out there that has the ability to do that, to do animation stuff, I would highly recommend to do that because I bet you would get a lot of views. I think that.
Bro, look at me. I'm a cartoon character. Get a load of this.
Jay-Z and
I like
just
this.
A matter of time.
I like this. You guys, that's the one thing we never really did with the blind box that we should have done. I think is done the sound bites. Like that's
the
that's
drops,
fun.
bro.
That's
without
good.
the drops, we'd be nothing. They're the biggest star on the show.
That's at least you guys know where your bread is buttered. I mean, shit.
Wow.
All right. So Lyle, what did you think about 1-900 Hustle?
Well, so I gave the song an 8, right?
Yep.
But there's some
we all
things I
gave it
wanted.
An 8. Is this a first in rap history, in rap rankings history, where we all agree the guests?
It's also the first where we're throwing your bullshit minus out the window because we're all just going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I mean, well, it is an 8 when it's all said and done.
When it all gets weighed in, like in the math,
it all gets the same 8.
As an 8.
Right. Yeah. So
it doesn't matter if it's a strong.
Pay no attention to the minus behind the curtain. It's an 8.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So we all give it an 8. There's 2 things I actually want to highlight about this song. Number one, the sound design, the concept of it, this like hotline.
Yep.
It's really well done, not only in lyrical execution but musically.
Right.
And there's that moment where like, they like, it's very that kind of like audio cinema sort of showmanship, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like the phone is a bit like drops for a second and then it comes back with the beat, stuff like that, like just little things in the sound design that I think are great, that add a lot of punch and personality to the record. Plus what all the guys are doing, they're all like really locked into the concept and playing into it 100%. So thumbs up on that front. I want to talk about the beat. I want to talk about Bink. I think Bink is like one of the most underrated producers because 9 times out of 10, when I bring him up to people, they don't even know who he is.
Right.
And that doesn't sit well with me because he's behind, some of this 2000, 2001, like Dynasty, Blueprint, and a lot of the stuff in between, stuff for Freeway.
Wasn't he there for a lot of the Bad Boy stuff?
Bink?
Isn't that like, yeah,
I think that's how he started out.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's how Bad Boy got a lot of their sound during like the Bad Boy takeover was from Bink.
But this dude is, he did Devil in a New Dress, Kanye West and Rick Ross. And, he's made these records throughout the years that I feel like a lot of people either don't know at all or maybe have attributed to Just Blaze. And this is what Mel was referring to at the top of this segment here.
Yeah, and I actually have a note about this from the bad website genius.com. It says it's also notable, this song, for being a keystone in the rift between Bink and former Rockefeller companion Just Blaze, with the former, that being Bink, claiming that Just Blaze bit his style and based his future sound on it. So,
and by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and back that up, and I'm gonna say this.
okay.
If you listen to HNIC by Prodigy, which came out this year, 2000, there are, I think, 2 Just Blaze beats on there, but they sound nothing like what you'd think a Just Blaze beat is supposed to sound like.
Right.
I don't think Just developed that sound that, like, you know, here are the 3 phases of Just. He's a guy, you know, like on HNIC, he's not Just Blaze. There's no Just Blaze. There's none of that.
Right.
There's nothing. It's just he's a producer.
Right.
By the time he gets roped in with Jay and he becomes one of the in-house Rockefeller guys, that's when his beats start sounding a lot like Bink's beats. And coincidentally, that's the era of Just Blaze I'm most a fan of. Like, this era, until I would say, like, until the stuff started sounding really overproduced from him in like 06. So from like 2000 to 05, I thought Blaze was great, but it was because he was essentially another Bink. You know, he kind of took that style and approach, and, you know, a lot of Just Blaze beats and Bink beats, you could say, sound somewhat interchangeable.
Yeah, I see what you're. Okay, so here's I think the biggest the biggest instance of that would be, so Bink produced "Long Time Coming," and "Long Time Coming," it that was in, you know, 99 or whatever, and then 1-900 Hustler was the year after that, and then Beanie Siegel's The Truth, he was on that also, Bink. And so if you look back, like, the reason what I guess what I would say is, like, what did his beats sound like before 1-900 Hustler? Like, did they have that same like the same drip to him or whatever? Like, it doesn't, like, I don't really that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, no, Bink is, I'm saying Bink is the first person who had that kind of, that swing and that really like big sound to the beats, and that kind of making those soul records more than just like kind of the old school, like, bass line heavy sort of like rap beats that you'd hear in like the golden era. So Blaze, if you go back and listen to his earliest stuff, sounds not like that at all.
It's weird because they credit Bink with being affiliated with Bad Boy, and I know I've heard him, like, his name, like, a lot around Bad Boy stuff, like in that mid-90s.
I most associate him with this stuff, though, like the Rockefeller.
I was just gonna say I don't really see a lot of producing credits for him for Bad Boy, though. Like, I see a lot of stuff with, like, 702, Blackstreet. He did something for A+. I don't know. I mean, other than that, You God. Oh, he did Girls All Pause.
So we got Bink on this beat, and, like, this beat, I think a lot of people falsely attribute to Just Blaze.
Did you ever hear Girls All Pause? It's with Nate Dogg and Roscoe.
No, who did it?
Bink made the beat, but like, so it's interesting because I just saw this and, like, I didn't really think anything. Yeah. It's a Daz song. Or it's Corrupt. It's actually it's Corrupt.
Is it off of
Streets as a Mother?
Yeah, I might have heard it.
So it's just interesting to me because at first I didn't really think anything of it, but it does have, like, the same kind of, like, you know how 1-900 Hustler, like, it breaks and, like, it like kind of jerks around a little bit. Like, there's not like a chorus to it. It's like it stop and goes.
Well, hold on. I have that Corrupt album, so I can tell you right now.
Yeah, Girls All Pause kind of does the same thing. Like, it like stops and goes. Like, that's the thing about the beat is, like, so, I mean, it kind of, it makes sense. Like it seems like that was kind of Bink's style, was to build it up, stop it, and then run it again.
Crap. Yeah, I do have this.
I used to have that project.
Okay.
I'll take this brief moment to throw my 2 cents in, just generally.
I hear it, by the way. Sorry, Mel. I hear what you're saying, G. Like,
you hear what I'm saying?
In the programming, for sure. Like the stop and go sort of programming.
It like builds up, stops, and then like it pauses, and then it goes again. It's the same thing as 1-900 Hustler. It's like it like builds up, stops, pauses, and then it runs again. And it's like they had Beanie be the phone operator instead of doing the girls all pause. Like it's the same exact thing though. So it doesn't surprise me. Like now that you say that kind of stuff. I mean, are we talking about did Just take the like what exactly are we saying Just took? Like are we saying that Just took the samples, like the sample style, or are we saying he took the drums, or are we saying that he took the stop and go of the beat?
Like, the grandiosity.
Yeah, I think it's more.
Oh, that's what we're saying is like more like the big sound of it.
Yeah, just the big sound and the swing of it for sure. I mean, it's not just the samples, because of course, like Bink is definitely not the first person to utilize samples,
right? You
know, vocal samples or otherwise, but it's the way that they're being utilized. So it's like a hey, yeah.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. They're like the vocal, they're
very high energy beats.
The inflections are like are the
yeah. There's I don't know. There's a certain the beats have like a certain there's like a energy to them, and there's a certain swing to the programming.
Well, I mean, shout out to Bink because I like what he does. You know, I like that style.
But you could say Just Blaze made it a hot style, or Bink made it a hot style. Just Blaze made it a hot sound or something. You know?
Right. Here's what I would say, and Bink probably isn't gonna like this because I know being a creator, like I never like hearing this because I'm always like, oh fuck you, how does it work like that? I think they were probably around a lot of the same stuff at the same time, and I think that each of them probably evolved their sound maybe a little bit off of each other, and that
producing for the same people probably too. Like you're trying to fit beats on the same album.
Yeah, like what happens when Beanie comes back and he's like, yo, I just got this shit from Bink, blah, blah, blah. This shit's crazy. And like, he's ready to jump out a fucking window. And you're like, yo, you want to hear that? He's like, what, you got something for me you wanted to play, right? And you're like, no, I'll play you something next time.
But here's the thing. I'll if it went the other way, right? What if Bink became Just Blaze and Blaze was Bink, right?
Why didn't he?
Well, just hear me out.
Yeah.
So like if Just Blaze was as, let's say, underrated as Bink is, continued to get work, but just wasn't like a household name in terms of being a rap producer, as much as of a rap producer could be a household name, right?
Right.
And let's say Bink experienced Just Blaze's level of success and fame. Mm-hmm. Would we be having a different conversation right now where it's like, oh man, Just Blaze, yeah, man, like, I think Bink really ran with that guy's sound.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like they were working with the same tools, the same area, the same space, the same connections, the same people. Like why? I mean, Just didn't make it this far just because he wore a jersey into the studio one day. You know what I mean? Like he made it this far because he does something. Like he does something different than Bink. Like whether we can put our fingers on it or not, I don't know. Like that's kind of up for everybody to determine for themselves. Like when they listen to it. But I'm just saying, like,
could it be like he hustled and he networked better?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like he did something better than Bink, whether it was in the music or whether it was behind the scenes or whether it was whatever. Like we can say, well, what would have happened if Bink was Just Blaze and blah blah blah. But it didn't happen that way, and the reason why it didn't happen that way was for a reason. I don't know what the reason was, but I can say that they were working with the same. I mean, think about how many people are out there that say, if I could only get one placement. If I could only get one beat on that on one project, I mean, Bink's got beats on projects for years, for decades. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like he's not
a bum. I'm not making him out to be someone
no.
Like,
and I'm not trying to
work anymore. Or
I'm not trying to make it. I'm not trying to make it sound like that either. I'm just explaining that like that there's a reason why Just is Just and there's a reason why Bink is Bink. And I don't think it's because of like their production quality. I think it's just because one of them fits into one lane better and one of them fits into another lane better. You know what I mean?
Right. I guess, the distinction now, I suppose, is that Bink is still pretty much making these kind of beats.
Right.
This and like, the kind of stuff that he made on the Blueprint. Whereas Blaze, I feel like has evolved now. He went into like a space for a while where everything was very choir heavy and it was a lot more produced.
And then he was also doing Euro stuff for a while, like stuff with Bauer and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say,
DJ stuff.
Now he's doing like straight up like EDM shit. So, you know, to me, like Bink is really the architect of this sound because he still exists in this space.
Right, because he's still doing that sound. I understand what you're saying. That could
Blaze,
very well be the
ultimately. You look back at the catalog, and it's like, all right, he went from this to Bink's sound to basically Bink's sound with a choir and like actual live instruments, and now he's on some EDM shit.
I think the way you just said it was probably the best way to say it. Like Bink's the architect of the sound. I don't think that Just Blaze like took his sound, stole it, and left Bink behind in terms of production. Like nobody wanted to work with Bink or whatever. Like this, like also what you're saying. I think that it's just more of Just was just really good at doing it, and I think that he's also really good at marketing himself or really smart.
And I mean, listen, it doesn't.
I think he's also a really smart dude.
Like he is a guy who Just Blaze that was on tracks going back to like 2003. If I
That's
recall.
what I mean. He's a smart dude. Like
you
now
never
that we
heard, this is a Bink beat before the Bink beat starts.
Now when we know we know more about a lot of our rap icons or our producer icons or whatever now than we ever knew about them before. Like if you would ask me before, but like what do you expect Just Blaze to be like? I'd be like, I don't know. He's probably at the club chilling with fucking hanging out with bitches and Rockefeller and Armadale and whatever. And now that I know like Just Blaze, like now that I know more about him through social media and through his Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that.
Nerd.
Yeah, he's a nerd. Like he's like not only a nerd, but he also figures things out. He likes to figure things out. Like that's kind of his thing. Like he likes to do that. So like you can tell that like to him, I think that some people approach the game in general as like a chessboard in terms of, and without being cliche, but it's like they just look at it as a game. Like they look at it as like, how can I beat this game? Like how can I do this? And like if they lose once, they just look at it as like, all right, I just got to reset the pieces and I'll figure it out on the next one. And then there's some people that just power through the game. They just fuck it up. Like they're just moving things around. They're knocking, rooks, pawns, whatever. Like they're taking everything. And they're just doing it. I think that's kind of the comparison here is that Just Blaze seems like the person that kind of like meticulously figures it out as he's going through it and like really like analyzes it. And maybe it's possible that Bink isn't like that. And maybe he just wants to sit down with pads and make beats and shit. And like whatever progresses from it. If that makes any sense.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I really don't know. But like I said, I can't speak on it because I don't know the two of them. I know I'm more familiar with Just Blaze than I am Bink, on like a social level or whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna say personal level because I don't know these dudes. So, so we got an 8 out of 10 from you, Lau, right? And and you're saying,
I love the beat, and I just want to put some respect on Bink's name because he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, I feel like. Can
I just say, for all the talk about Bink and Just Blaze, this beat in particular doesn't call to mind the sound that I would associate, those people with. I think that's the funniest part about all this is that if you were to tell me like, oh, if we're talking Bink and Just Blaze and you played this beat,
it sounds more like a Kanye West beat than anything.
I mean, it's just like, it sounds...
I disagree because the drum programming is way too crisp to be Kanye West.
Well, that's true.
No,
that's
here
true.
we go.
Well, he's got a point.
The drums are so crisp and clean on this, so I don't agree with that. I mean, maybe, again, like the utilization of those samples where it's like, hey!
Right, that's more what I'm talking about than anything. That's more
but beat-wise, this does sound like Just Blaze and Bink of this era to me. Like, when you look at the stuff they were making for Freeway and Beans, like It's kind of falls in line
that's-
with
yeah.
that kind of stuff for me.
Right.
I'm gonna be real. I ain't really here for the beat. I'm not saying it's a bad beat, but I ain't here for the beat. I'm here because of the performances. Because to me, this record is like showmanship central. I mean, it's a skit. This is like Saturday Night Live.
The
bro.
whole
This
thing
is like
is
very
showmanship.
SNL-esque.
They're definitely like just like 22 Twos decided to take a whole song and make it into something a little bit more like dramatic in a way.
That it's funny you say that it was like a Saturday Night Live skit because like that's why I was so happy with seeing it live. You know what I mean? It's because that's how they pulled it off, basically. You know what I mean? Like they didn't come out in the suit and ties and shit, but it was basically the same type of vibe. So it was cool to see it done justice, I guess.
Now, speaking of justice, I was unjustly attacked earlier for you all assumed that I thought Jay's verse was the best on This Can't Be Life. But here, in this specific instance, I actually do think Jay's verse is the best. Here's the thing. Here, Hove is putting that sort of pre-reasonable doubt life that he lived to good use. I'm going to say this. When I inevitably have to start selling drugs because people front on this podcast and the economy completely crashes, I'm calling 1-900-HUSTLER and I'm asking for Hove specifically. Yeah. If he's not working, I'm hanging up and I'll call back when he is. It's not that the other callers in the center suck. I just know who I trust the most. They said, but Mel, he lost all those bricks.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, my nigga, shut up.
Besides, no refunds. Hove already got my $800. It's the Rock, baby. If you could see me on the video, I'm throwing up the diamond.
You want to do business with a man who would later go on to say, I'm a hustler, homie. You a customer, crony.
Yeah. Now hold on a second.
Yes,
now I'll weigh in here real quick with this. If you look at everybody who was on that track, unfortunately, Jay is obviously the most successful one. So therefore, I would also hold my money off to talk to Jay.
He's been doing it the longest. He's the senior at this firm. Yeah. He's the most successful. They're putting him on the billboard for this service.
I'm not saying you can't learn something from the other dudes.
I want to talk to Freeway because he seems like the nicest guy out of everyone.
Speaking of Freeway,
he'd also be the best
first
to talk to
appearance
on
a Rockefeller song, supposedly. This
bro, I'm a Freeway mock, bro.
Freeway's good money over here.
Yeah,
that project he put out with Jake 1 is highly underrated.
I like the humor. Beans, like you said earlier, GM, Beans does a great job of sort of like ringleading this whole thing, orchestrating this entire thing, keeping it, I love when the guy calls, being a complete amateur, blowing up the spot, talking that sensitive talk on the line. Beans puts him in his place. Actually, he puts him on hold.
He puts him on hold, and the song gets put on hold for a second as well.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying the animated version would be great to see like Beanie like yelling like with
phone,
like standing up
center
like
operator Beanie Siegel would be amazing.
Yeah, like his eyes bulging out of his head like yelling at the people like while he's like looking around. He's like, I want it in like Bebe's Kid style. That's what I wanted. That's what I'm thinking.
It'd be amazing.
And like him rubbernecking all around the office like yelling at everybody and big eyes and and all everybody else.
See it.
Yeah,
totally
everybody else at their cubicles with dope style packed up and money.
I mean, he was great on here. He had some when the guy who's blowing up the spot comes back, Beans tells some really inspired jokes like fuck you think this is the get indicted hotline or something, motherfucker. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
I don't think anyone killed anyone on this song. Everyone is playing a role on this song. And it's just very overall, everyone kind of did what they had to do. No one came in trying to get themselves over necessarily.
Yep.
At the expense of anyone else. So, I think everyone did a great job on this one.
All right. I'll throw in too a note that I found while reading about the song. I guess this is sort of their version of a song from '91 by the Convicts called 1-900-DIAL-A-CROOK, apparently.
Huh. I mean,
never heard it.
1-900-DIAL-A-CROOK. Sounds like if you call that number, a guy named Melvin's going to pick up and tell you about how there was a $399 charge on the company card.
Come on with that.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro.
You're gonna make me play the soundbite. I'm gonna play it every time you bring this up. I told you. It's stop with it.
No,
Okay?
I told you.
I'm innocent.
Now there's a new ticket open, and I'm gonna be getting answers from Cameo.
Well, I hope you do.
Oh,
I
it's
told you
true.
everything that you need to know, but
It's
you don't
true
believe
magic, and you won't have to hear that again very soon because we're gonna figure this out.
Oh Lord.
Jesus, man.
So I got some other notes. Would you guys mind hearing those?
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead.
Run some.
I won't necessarily have to. No, listen, we're not gonna. Necessarily, give our 2 cents on everything. But
No.
What do you gotta say?
No, but I figured this is one of my favorite J albums. It's one of my most underrated J albums. I think it's interesting because it's a J album that isn't really a J album. Like it is, but there's so many appearances and guest spots on it that it kind of flows.
As a kid, when I would see this on like the store shelves and in magazines, like I'd be like, so what is this exactly? Because it's a J album. It's a thing where the label didn't want to throw this out as a compilation because they figured, I think I read they said it'd get lost on the shelves. Like no one would know to find it.
It's going to fail.
Where to look for it. Yeah, it's going to fail. That's what they thought. So they were like, just market it as a Jay-Z album. So it's a compilation album marketed as a Jay-Z album. Right. That's a Jay-Z album. I guess like it's his 5th album,
I think it's also if you notice in the beginning of the mixtape or album in the very first track, Jay says everybody's names, and if you notice, he says Beanie's name before he says Bleak's name. And like for as good of a friend as Jay is to Bleak, I feel like that says a lot for what he knew that Beanie brought to this album. Like Beanie was the first name that he said when he like hyped everybody up in the beginning of the album as like the Dynasty, where you would think with how much he's put in to promote Bleak on like his albums and with solo songs and stuff like that he would be hyped to be able to have Bleak have like a big spot on this album. You know what I mean?
That's
I think
quite a theory.
But I think he realized like how much Beanie killed this album because like Beanie really kills every appearance on this album. So Jay starts off the intro, solid ass first like intro set, 4 bars, whatever. Ends it, solid ass line. Everything about that song is damn near perfect, including the beat or whatever. Like there's no chorus or whatever, but I feel like the song's fucking great. And I feel like this is how you rap. Like that's what I like about this project is that Jay brought a bunch of rappers to the table and let everybody do what they do really well. You know what I mean?
I think Emil was screwed over on this album.
Well, Emil only got she only got 1 spot, right?
I believe so.
I'm just making sure that I didn't miss any spots of hers on the album.
Listen, because when the situation is bleak, you gotta drop a mill.
Oh my god! So what do we all think the deal is with a mill? Like, what's the official theory?
Okay, oh, listen, that's going to turn into a whole.
My theory, and I'm trying to be nice here, is that she contributed to Volume 2. And made positive contributions to Volume 2, one of which actually...
positive contributions.
She made very positive contributions. Can I Get a was a smash, right? Smash. Yeah. So it's like, you can't just like... when you make a smash with someone, you can't just not make another smash. So you try and try again. And I think... as I said on the last week's review of Volume 3, Volume 3 makes it apparent that Emil has overstayed her welcome. No more smashes are on the horizon. And it's time to let the memories go and leave the memories alone. And we see, we got rid of Pain into Ass on this album. No more Pain into Ass.
Unfortunate.
And then after this album, you gotta drop a mill. He says it.
Wrong.
I can tell you what happened to Emil because I looked this up because I actually am concerned. I care for Emil. Okay, I'll have you know that Emil kind of fell by the wayside and faded away. This was her own doing. She said that she wasn't ready for that lifestyle. She wasn't really in tune with that lifestyle. It was moving kind of fast. She, so she just like it was kind of a mutual thing. It wasn't
when
like
life gets real.
So she knew that she was not, that it was a case of diminishing returns, that she wasn't making any more smashes with Jay, and it was time to, she made a mature
What's your issue with Emil?
But I got a question for you. Why does he say you got to drop Emil then?
Because he's a jerk. We know this about him.
or
he's petty.
He's
petty.
Or she's coming up with a reason why. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, we broke up, but it was a mutual breakup. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay, one person broke up with the other person. Who did it? Jay said, I'm gonna listen to Emil's album because
you said Jay said what he said. The exact line is when shit gets real, you got to drop Emil. Is that the
no? It's on the intro to the Blueprint. What does he say?
No, I know.
Don't make me pull this up.
That's on the intro. Oh my!
So on the intro to the Blueprint, which we're doing next week.
Oh, to the right to the Blueprint, right. I know what line you're talking about, but I just want to make sure I get the line.
He's saying everyone's names, but he's like
right, doing the J way. I know, I get what you're saying.
Let me see. Yeah, so you got a couple of beans and you don't have a clue. Your situation is bleak. I'm gonna keep it real because fucking with me, you got to drop Emil. Because if you're gonna cop something, you got to cop surreal.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, what's the end of that line?
He said, "Fucking with me, you got to drop Emil because if you're gonna cop something, you got to cop for real."
Oh yeah, so what I look at that, and if I take that and with my J ears, what that means is she wasn't keeping up her end of the product, like she wasn't moving her end of the product.
Right.
Like
if you want to cop something, you got to cop for real. You can't come through with your little, let me get an ounce, let me get 2 ounces. You're coming for weight. We gotta teach Mel how to listen to rap music.
Bro,
like,
really had in an interview he gave in like 2013, he said he co-signed her album. He was like, if you listen to that album, it was a good album.
In 2013, when he was woke Jay and he can't be trusted anymore.
I'm saying I've done a lot of like bad things.
Bro,
if you ask me about them,
she said she was unable to handle industry pressures and she wanted to have more time to care for her child.
Yeah,
is that so wrong? Is that so
not,
wrong?
It's not
you
wrong.
You want to paint her out to be this lady of diminishing returns that had nothing to offer to she was the first lady of the rock, bro.
No, she wasn't.
I'm throwing up the
she
rock
wasn't.
Again.
Foxy was.
Well,
so
maybe literally.
That brings me to another point. Little Mo is on this album, and she's not credited to be on this album. Like they don't have her like on the song. It doesn't say featuring Little Mo.
Little Mo.
Yeah.
I guess it was a little less. Anyone?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I like that one. But no, I'm just saying like that. Like I thought that was around the time that she was like she was kind of she was. It's around the time where she was kind of big or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she had that song with Fab and all that shit. So you would think that she would have been credited on the song, but she wasn't credited on the song.
Well, these things happen in the industry. You
gotta drop Emil.
Leave her alone, okay? Leave
that woman. What else you got?
Look, I got
Emil Kahala Whitehead, born September 19th, 1973, American rapper, singer, and songwriter. Alone, please. Thank you.
Your fandom, your post woke fandom of Emil is disgusting. It's one of the worst gimmicks you're running on this show.
Has nothing to do with
there's no
I've enjoyed her contributions to all these albums.
There are no Emil fans to be counted on the internet. I've never met one. Gee, you ever meet an Emil fan before?
You're in the wrong corners of the internet.
Nah, just some contrarians.
My God.
Just some contrarians. Just some people out here standing up for shit they don't need to be. Just people out here standing up for shit they don't need to be standing up for.
I see the people who do that. I peep that. That's not me. I enjoy Emil on these albums. I'm going to listen to All Money Is Legal and I will report back. If she
All
sucks,
Money
she
is
sucks.
not
I'll
legal.
find out.
It's
illegal. All legal when it's spent. It's all legal tender. You know?
So
You gotta drop a mill.
look here's what I gotta say. Jay got out rapped on Streets is Talking also.
No.
Get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker!
Mad quotables for 3 minutes and still got
Although that
is
is Beans' best verse on the album, in my opinion. There's no way I agree with that.
Well, there you go. Like that. You don't have to agree with it, but you just said it. It's his best. If it's his best verse, and I disagree with you because his best verse, and I know y'all haven't really got there yet, so you can't really give your opinion or whatever. But his best verse is on The Roc. The Roc is Beanie's best verse. It's his best appearance. It's possibly the best that he's ever rapped on a song, in my opinion. And his second verse, his second spot that he gets. He does something that, so if you listen to Mia X in Bout It, Mia X does something where she does like a chant underneath her verse. Like you hear two Mia X's at once, basically, where you hear her saying something under her verse and then you hear her actual verse or whatever. And to me, that shit was mind blowing because I was like, wow, she got people to listen to her twice. Like that's like, as a rapper, it's hard enough to get people to listen to you once. She found a way to put vocals under her vocals and not as ad libs, but really get people to focus on something else that she's saying. Beanie Siegel does some shit in this song where he basically writes the song for you as he's writing it. Like he composes the song, he brings it together as he's spitting the verse. And the way that he does it, he makes you listen to the same verse twice without feeling like you're listening to the same verse twice. He makes it sound like he fucked it up. He makes it sound like it was just Mac being Mac, but in actuality, it's all planned. It's a work. But the way that he delivers it is so fucking on point to me as a rapper or as a fan of rap music for over 25 years or whatever, that it's originality. It's something that he brought to the track that he didn't have to bring to the track. He didn't have to do that. And the fact that he did it to me, I feel like those are the things that make Beanie completely underrated in the grand scheme of hip hop. Like that's Yeah. What? I feel like we should talk about him more often. I feel like he has solid projects, if not classic albums. And he is.
I'm still tripping on you. Earlier, you said he wrote the verse while writing the verse or something.
No. He raps the verse from the perspective of writing the verse. So when you listen to the verse, if you go look, I got the verse right here, right? And it starts off and he's like, "Hey yo, you shouldn't have been talking that, like you was walking that, and Mac with that Mac, and let off 50 shots where you be walking at, where the apartment at. You fuck around, you have me creeping in the dark where you be offing at, or where you be creeping at, or where the birds be oops mean chirp, damn. I be hurting that, working that, spitting that shit like that, so on purpose now. That's some freestyle shit. I don't know. Hey, Playboy, bring that back a bit." And then he starts the verse over again and spits the same verse, but he spits it clean and he delivers it so it's perfectly normal. And he says, "Hey, yo, you shouldn't have been talking that."
Basically.
It's right. He edits.
Great to me.
He edits himself with his punches, and he says, and so he comes back and he says, "Hey, yo," he says, "that's some freestyle shit. I don't know. Hey, Playboy, bring that back a bit. Yo, you shouldn't have been talking that, like you was walking that, and Mac with that Mac, and let off 50 shots where you be walking at, where your apartment at, where you be fucking around, have me creeping in the dark, where you be offing at, or where you be creeping at, sleeping at, where your birds be cheeping at. Oops, mean chirping that. Damn, I be working that, hurting that. Hey, yo, Playboy, curtains that."
That's
Done.
called motherfucking bars, nigga.
Bar. That is, yes. Thank you. That Flex knows. Give me bombs. Give me gunshots. That's fucking bars. So that's what I'm talking about. Is that so? To me, that is the appearance. That is the spot on the album. That if you're playing this for somebody that's new to hip hop, I love it. That's something I'm from New York. I love it. So that's something that I feel like if you're playing this for somebody who's just new to hip hop or whatever, and this is a verse again, you have the Scarface verse. It's like a top 20 verse in hip hop or whatever. This might not be a top 20 verse in hip hop, but to me, as an artist, as a hip hop writer, as a rapper, is all that. This to me is one of those verses where it's a rare verse important.
Where it's like you see a technical. You see something done in a but it's not technical, but it is. It's super technical.
It's like you see how much it could fuck up if somebody else did it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it seems so easy when he does it the way that he's supposed to do it, but if somebody else did it, it would probably sound like the first verse. So when you hear it, you're like, wow, this sounds awful, but it doesn't sound awful. It still sounds fucking on. Like that's what's crazy about it. He even makes fucking up sound good. That's right. That's where I'm just like, this shit's
something on the new Tribe album. Where Busta did something like that.
Right.
Where he's like, whoa, hold on.
He always does that. He said, and then I walked to the store, then I got another Coke, then I went to the Doritos, then I went to hold on. Let me start over again. So I went to the store, then I got another Coke, then I got like, all right, we know. We get it, motherfucker. We get it. I love Busta's whole shit. I like that shit. Every time Busta raps fast, it gets into that shit for me. Like when he does his normal rapping shit, he's good. But he does this thing where he thinks when he raps fast, it's like he learned it from like he learned the rapping fast thing. And people might get mad at me for this, but like it's like he watched Eminem rap fast like that, and he was like, "Oh, I can do that." And then he just went.
This one wasn't even fast though. On the Tribe, it's just dicey. It's like dicey wordplay.
Oh, really?
Where it's like a lot of like. You know, and he already raps these days. Like his voice sounds like he's chewing the side of his own face off.
Right.
So like, you know, he's going in and he's like,
yeah, that's
So
that's
course,
that's
like,
what I was.
Book of Rhymes by Nas, but it's like 10 times clunkier and a lot more like, on the nose. So it's like a song about writing, you know.
Real quick, I know there's another few songs you guys can't talk about. I'm just going to throw. I think I'll throw those out instead of talking about the stuff that you guys have kind of already covered, the stuff that you guys up until this point. So there's Soon You'll Understand. I think that's Jay's best rapping on the album. Probably it's his most. It's like the most substance that we get. Well, it's the most substance. Most substance. I think it's the most substance we get from Jay on the Dynasty. I think it's like his most introspective song of that time frame and possibly of his career. I know that like when you get into like the later stuff, he starts to get more introspective, like the 444 and like that kind of shit. But I think that this was like at the time, this was, if you really listen to it, it breaks down Jay as more of a human than kind of what we knew Jay at that time. Squeeze First is one of my personal favorite Jay songs. And I think a lot of these songs are great because they're one of a kind songs on the album. Like we got like a full album of B-sides.
What
like
song a lot of people, did Rick Rock produce? Did he do the ROC or did he do Squeeze First or Parking Lot? Which one did he do?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure we would know at this point in the show as we're doing it live. But Mel, do you have any insight on that?
It's Squeeze First.
Okay, so like Rick Rock, for example, like we'd never hear Jay on a Rick Rock beat before, and we'd never hear him on one again after this.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It sounds like it's like a B-sides, like almost like a collection or whatever. And then the other thing is the last song. I think it's the last song. Where Have You Been? I feel like this and Soon You'll Understand would have been like Beanie and Jay's Watch the Throne. Like if everything played out the way that I wish it would have played out, if they made an album together. I think it would have sounded like this, like a lot of like kind of introspective-y type
darker
street
sort of,
records.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I'd like to amend something I said earlier when I said that his verse on Streets Is Talking is the best. I think in terms of beans, it's a 1A, 1B. It's Streets Is Talking and then Where Have You Been? I mean, one is obviously a lot more emotional and situational, but I think they're of this, like it's just give it like whatever you're in the mood to hear that day. Those are his two best performances on the album. It's
arguable that Beanie stole the spotlight from Jay 3 times on this album. Like that's fucking crazy when you think about it. Because like Jay doesn't give up the spotlight to anybody on a track normally.
I don't disagree, G. I really don't. I'm with you. Although again, I think Scarface stole the whole album.
I agree. But you know what's crazy is if you like break down Watch the Throne or whatever, I don't think there's three
exclusively on Patreon.
That's fair.
Nice plug.
I don't think there's 3 times probably on Watch the Throne where Kanye stole the spotlight from Jay. I'm saying it's arguable. I get it because like you guys are going to break that down and you'll figure that out.
We'll see. But here's the thing: like I don't even look at Kanye as a rapper, so we could just move on.
But really, I'm saying that's I'm saying that's a full album.
He doesn't write his own raps though, so it's not really.
That's a full album. That's a full album, and even with him not writing his own raps, he still doesn't steal the spotlight from Jay 3 times on an album where they share every song together. But their solo songs, I think they did or whatever. Beanie stole the spotlight from Jay 3 times on this.
And also, this is prime Jay. This is 2000. I mean, this is when Jay's really coming into bloom here. As like, he's you could make an argument now that he's one of the best.
Well, that leads into my my overall argument, I guess, in rap and hip hop and life is that Beanie Siegel's way fucking underrated, bro. Like anybody, anybody can say what they want about, certain parts of his catalog or his life or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But when you really break him down as a rapper and as an artist and like a rapper, he is like light years better than the people that he's grouped with or whatever. Like he is way fucking better than most of the people that you would group him with, from that time period or any other time period. So that's all. That's really what I have. What I have to say other than the 1-900 Hustler stuff is just I feel like this was really this was Beanie's breakthrough moment, and I feel like he delivered on multiple songs. I don't think there's one time where he rapped on this album. I think there's only 2 songs on this album that aren't good. I think the song with Rel and Bleak is not good. The Rollin' with the ROC song. I think Jay just did that as a favor to Rel and Bleak. Like I don't think that he really wanted to do that song because that song is just not very good in my opinion. And then the other song is the R. Kelly song. Like I didn't like that song before the R. Kelly shit.
Dude, I'll tell you, we probably will have said this already in the review. If there's one thing I don't want to hear R. Kelly sing on a song, it's Not Guilty.
Yep. Yeah, it's the whole song is just weird and cringeworthy anyways, but then on top of that's like the now listen to it, but even when I listened to it then, like I was just like this is dumb. Like this isn't
I was
like this
never,
shit doesn't sound like some,
even at the height of my Jay fandom, which was this time 2000 to 2002 probably. I ignored the R. Kelly stuff. Like I wasn't a fan of Best of Both Worlds. I kind of just pushed that to the side.
About that.
I listened to it once and was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this.
It's weird because if Jay and R. Kelly did some stuff that was over like some more soulful type shit, like where it was more like in Jay's lane, I think it would have been good. But everything that they did was like in like that R&B pop area or whatever, and like it just didn't translate well. Like it just I think Jay was trying to use that as like a way to make his image, look better, like more of a ladies' man or whatever. And like I didn't buy it. Like I wasn't with it.
Can I just say I despise R. Kelly. I was I won't say pleased, but definitely I was not pleased to hear that he got his teeth kicked in recently in jail supposedly. But in response to guilty until proven innocent, and right at this point in the show we will have already talked about it, but
right,
folks,
y'all just don't want to believe the truth.
It's a great record. It's a great record. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bro, and I hate R. Kelly. I hate him as a person. I'm not the biggest fan of his music.
Wait, did you just say it's a great record?
I said what I said, as they say.
You giving it a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, I actually did.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How now? That's what's crazy about music to me. How can I hear something and want to give it a 2 out of 10?
Now, here's the thing:
and you
I will never give it a stream. I'll never buy it because I don't want to support it. But as a record, even knowing the guy it's coming from, knowing it's potentially the most ghastly thing that could be done. Right?
Is that your favorite song on the album?
No.
Okay.
So this is what I was just going to ask you. Is like I just want to ask this real quick. Which one do you have rated higher? that song or Stick to the Script?
Stick to the Script.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me pull it up here. I gave Stick to the Script a 7-.
This is fucking insane. So
It's insane.
Lyle, like, do you see what I'm saying?
Listen,
It's
and
like,
even with that said, I have no desire to hear.
I think this registers.
Best of
now,
both
keep in mind,
worlds.
this is the first time.
No,
Unfinished
I'm not even.
Business.
No,
I don't like
Mel,
R. Kelly albums.
No,
but this
Melvin,
specific record,
I feel
isolated.
you. I feel you. I'm not.
I love.
This isn't. I'm not painting you to be like the biggest R. Kelly fan or supporter or
No,
whatever.
sure,
Like
true.
I'm not doing that. Like what I'm pointing out. What's interesting to me is like when I hear Stick to the Script. As soon as that shit drops, my face, like I instantly get like this screw face. Like I feel like I am at the tunnel. Like I feel like I'm in New York City, and I have literal like box cutter blades on me, and like I am
Look at this
like
man.
I am in my most hip hop form when that shit drops. Like that shit drops, you can't tell me a fucking thing, and that. I would rate that song like an 8 out of 10, probably overall. You know what I mean? But that song to me, it like epitomizes New York mixtape era, like New York griminess. Like there's something about it.
Clue drop at the beginning,
Just
and everything.
everything. Like just
But
it's so
here's the thing:
fucking good.
I give that song a 7, but I give the R. Kelly song a 4.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like you're okay. So that's what I'm saying is like I get why you would do that. I'm not saying that like Stick to the Script is the best song of all time
To me,
or anything like that.
it's actually it's a mixtape record, like, and that's cool.
It
I would have
is.
given it
It
a
is.
7 on a mixtape. You know, like
Exactly. But there's something about it that just like embodies like that feeling or whatever. Like you get a feeling from it.
Bro,
Like when
that
I push
R.
play
Kelly,
on
though,
that fucking
I'm not
Kelly
saying-
song.
I'm not saying that R. Kelly. Like, I'm not saying if you like
you
this
don't
song,
have to like the man. I don't like
I'm not
his
saying-
name.
No, it's
I
not
hate the
about
man.
R. Kelly.
Excellent.
Yo,
I'm
the
not saying- I'm not
bass.
saying
Yo,
we're talking
anything
about
R. Kelly.
songs.
No, the
If we're
bass
talking
line.
about the song.
The
If we're
bass
talking
line
about
in that
music.
song. That bass line in the song is trash. If anybody listens to that,
I almost got up and left. Almost got up and left. Almost got up and left. Listen, bro, you know what? You know what, GM? I got a message for you.
Cocaine
get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Jake
No.
Kelly, not guilty. Doom.
How do you not like
Boom, get him. Dad, get the fuck out of here. You're telling me that you're telling me that annoying ass bass line is better than that annoying ass bass line is better than boom 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 boom.
You ain't black. You ain't
Get
black.
the
That's all
fuck
this is.
out. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Oh, so I gotta be black in order to like that shit over some 70s soul sample that's boom boom.
Listen.
And rapping and all that.
In a
Real
position on this show to defend
All you have
R.
is you
Kelly
ain't black. All you
record.
have is you ain't black. That's all you have to say.
No, it's not all I
It's
have. I have a
sad.
bass
It's sad.
line. I have
It's sad.
the most like spit in your face like
Boom,
like
boom,
Jay-Z
boom,
attitude on the whole album. It's like,
You know,
this is
go-
insane to me. This is
Go
insane to
clip
me.
that, Mel. Go clip that. Go after the show. I want you to do me a personal favor and go and clip the bass line from the Not Guilty song, just so you can play that randomly in the song, so people can hear how trash that shit is.
I will.
Just
I'll
as
do
a
that
reminder.
just for you. I will do that just for you because it's
Thank
great.
you.
Because
Just as a reminder for the people, so every time you play that shit, they
This
can
is
say, "Why the
insane.
fuck is he playing
This
this
is
trash ass bass line?"
insane.
I don't even make beats like that. Like I'm really not good at making beats, but I would hear that shit and I'm like, that shit garbage now.
I don't
Like,
know.
That shit's
I
awful.
honestly don't know any
It's
Jay
crazy.
fan who's ever brought that
Crazy.
song up as
This
a
is
good
crazy.
song. You're
This
the
is-
first.
this
You're
is-
the first
this is
Jay
crazy.
fan I've ever heard.
Doom,
So
doom,
you think
doom,
Jigga
doom.
Kelly Not Guilty is better than This Can't Be Life?
Jigga Kelly not guilty.
Doom,
it's
doom,
even better because
doom,
they so guilty.
They're both guilty as
Part
fuck.
of the audacity. Yeah, exactly.
Audacity is what keeps it from me giving it like a 2.
Listen.
I'll give it like a 3 for the Audacity.
I give it a 4.
I'm
It's
not
not the worst thing I've ever heard, but it falls in line thus far with all the other Jay songs I haven't liked in his catalog.
Listen.
Agreed.
All right.
I-
Okay.
Like it's a bad failed commercial attempt.
You gave it. Hold on. So you gave it a 9?
I gave it a 4.
9-.
No, yeah, 9 minus. Okay, you gave it a 9 minus. So you're telling me I haven't heard your numbers for the other ones, but I'm thinking you haven't given this whole album a 9. That would be crazy. So you're telling me that song is better than the intro, better than Change the Game, better than I Just Want to Love You, which has a dope ass dope ass bass line
on that song too.
Streets is talking.
8-. Hold up. So Not Guilty is better than Just Want to Love You?
We're not doing this right now.
This man,
I'm not going to be attacked by two white men on a show.
This is all he's got. All he's got is the identity politics.
Listen to him. You hear Mools. He's talking about pulling the race car. I told y'all about him. I warned y'all about Mools. I tried to tell you.
The caucasity. The caucasity of all this.
Yes. Shut the fuck up. I hope you all cancel GM. I hope you cancel GM. Don't cancel Mools because I need my co-host. But cancel GM.
I haven't had a podcast in damn near 3 years. I canceled myself. I got the fuck out.
I'm begging for a cancellation as the R. Kelly defender.
But you're telling me that it's better than this. It's better than This Can't Be Life.
What is it not better than?
What song?
Streets is Talking.
What?
So Streets is Talking is the only song that you have rated higher than Not Guilty.
They have the same rating.
This is literally this is guys.
It's just my thoughts
because I know
what I was feeling at the time.
I know the real hip hop heads are listening and they don't think about black and white. They're thinking about this guy's making sense, Mools, and this guy is out of the window with songs like Drunken Hot Girls
from my own culture. This is amazing.
Drunken Hot Girls Defender. I Know What Girls Like, Sunshine. You've liked all the historically hated songs so far.
Lyle,
and they're gonna just call me a contrarian for it. Lyle, what I like.
I got an idea for a spot for me on the show, and you could say no to this, you could say yes, whatever. You don't have to say it now, whatever. But this is what I propose that I do on the show. You do the segment with Mel's, right? And you guys do your segment or whatever.
His name is not Mel's, by the way. It's Mel.
I call him Mel's. I call him Mel's. It's Rizzer, Jizzer, and Mel's. All right. So look. This is what I'm saying is that you do the segment, right? And then take a break and just say, hey, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break or whatever. And then you call me and say, yo, G, I need you on the show real quick. Are you available? And I'll say, yeah, I'm available or I'm not available. If I'm available, I'll come on and you tell me the most ridiculous thing, like the most current ridiculous thing that this guy said.
No, we have a phone number. Listen to the show and call in. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Why do I have to call in? Why do I have to?
Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah. Because somebody's got to be here to set this guy straight.
Yeah, me. That's my job. That's what I do.
You're not doing it. You're not doing it. You. There's no way you guys have done this many episodes of this show, and he feels comfortable enough to come on here with a 9 rating or whatever for Not Guilty.
We speak our truth.
You've been setting.
What are you talking about? Truth. Get the hell out of here.
Speak our truth.
That's
why this show works.
Now you get out
Civility.
Of here. Now you get out of here. Okay, you're talking about setting people straight. That's very authoritarian. I don't like that.
You haven't set this guy straight at all.
There's no such thing as setting people straight. I'm not trying to convert people. I will shame him.
Keep humming it.
I will shame him, and I will keep it moving. That's what I do. We don't set people straight around here. Okay, if people want to be however they want to be,
guilty.
Okay, it's not about straight, gay, or otherwise. Okay. It's not about that.
Okay, listen.
What got us on this subject anyway?
I call
We're discussing politics next.
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
call him Mel's Not Guilty.
No, listen, G, you're guilty right now. You're trying to divide Mools and Mel.
I'm not guilty. I am not guilty.
You were trying to divide Mools and Mel. You were trying to.
I'm giving myself a 9 out of 10.
No, you were an outside agitator. You are a chaos agent. You're gonna leave our community in ruins and run back off into your La La Land, okay?
Yeah, what is that?
Biden's America, baby. Let's get it.
This is Biden's
America, baby. Let's go.
All right. I gotta play the soundbite again.
What got us on this subject anyway? We'll be discussing politics next.
I think we've said all we need to say.
We've said all we need to say. This man is out of line. He is out of control.
Let's
wrap it up. Let's give GM.
I've overstayed my welcome
to do his plugs. We thank you for being on the show. This was the most electrifying segment in the show's history.
He's insane.
I'm saying it right now.
They're both insane. Mel's insane. All he has is you ain't black. And GM's insane. He's talking about set him straight. This guy, listen.
I'm waiting.
Trust Mools, okay?
I'm waiting for the phone call after this where Lyle calls me and he goes, "Hey man, it was a good segment, but you can't be doing that coming on here trying to take over segments."
Are you kidding me? We love it. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about?
No, I'm just playing.
This is what we do. We love discord and chaos.
Uh-oh.
Well, listen.
Discord and chaos.
It's been a pleasure, honestly. It's been amazing. This is the most
Discord and chaos. I think my dog's puking right now, guys. So
listen, what a hell of a way to come out of here. But where can they find you, G?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's not you raps at not you raps. I'm not trying to be cool saying that. I've changed my name a few times, so I think it's the @ and not you YOU and then raps. You can check out my music over at gmmusic.bandcamp.com. I haven't been rapping a lot lately, but I put out a project because I had some shit to say with everything that's going on So I think if you don't have something to say, you're probably fucking nuts. And other than that, that's about it. Not to get political, but yeah, go vote and vote Biden.
We don't do political endorsements.
You guys don't have to. I'm just saying it's important to vote. And I would suggest that we vote Biden because we want to be able to live and stuff. So thank you to you guys for having me on. Hopefully I didn't get too political there.
You only alienated half the fucking country.
Well,
hi guys. Okay, we're gonna stop with this, and we're gonna talk about something else.
There you go. We don't even have to talk about it. Like I said, I'm just saying my piece. I just
that's getting edited. All right, we're not doing. Listen, you're trying to fuck us over here.
No, not trying to fuck you over at all. Not at all. I think that I think everybody should go out and vote, and I just think that my preference is that they vote for Biden. I don't think that's.
I'll just bleep every instance of that man's name, but I'll leave in the voting. Voting is what do they call it? Civic duty or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Vote for the guy that. Just vote for
this guy out of here. All right, we don't do this on the show.
Folks, this has been 1-900 Hustler and a bunch of other things.
This has apparently been 1-900 Biden. Okay, can we get this guy out of here, please?
Yeah, bleep that out. All right, guys. I appreciate it and good to talk to you as always.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back after this.
Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.